And now we're on, as they say, the point of attack.
MAGA Republicans are a lot of things, but at their core, they're a collection of snowflakes. Cowards calling in anonymous bomb threats and threatening immigrants and minorities, all behind a curtain of anonymity. And when some crazy white dude with an AR-15 and a Confederate flag backpack takes a shot at their leader, they weep like little boys when their Nintendo breaks. But here's the skinny. The violence they're talking about, the violent rhetoric, it's all Republicans.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world.
All of this as Trump faces his second brush with death via a gunman shooting at him in Palm Beach, Florida, just as happened in Pennsylvania. Neither of whom were Haitian or any kind of immigrant, both of whom are white, American, Trump-supporting men with guns. This thing that J.D. Vance has now admitted that he did is so ugly and awful. I wish that, the Haitian community could file a class action lawsuit against him. But it's clear that he's doing it to force us to talk about immigration, not abortion.
Okay, she's referring to Vance admitting to CNN's Dana Bash that he lied about Haitians eating cats and dogs. Watch her face, then watch his.
Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which is why a lot of Americans can't afford food and housing.
You just said that you're
creating
a story.
Public policy.
Sir, you just said that you're creating the story.
What's that, Dana?
You just said that this is a story that you created.
This is where we are, Vance and Trump.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
What in the hell is this? The chairman tweets, protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio because he goes down some crazy rabbit hole.
They are making shit up and admitting it's a lie. And while they think it's funny, the Proud Boys showed up in Springfield, Ohio, looking for Haitians to kill. And this.
At least 2 schools in Springfield, Ohio were closed for a second day because of bomb threats tied to a baseless rumor spread by Donald Trump. At this week's debate, Trump claimed Haitian migrants in the city were eating dogs and cats. It was widely mocked, but there's nothing funny about this. 2 days later, someone began emailing bomb threats, which included hateful remarks about Haitians that forced the evacuation of City Hall and the evacuation of and closure of schools. Springfield's mayor clearly puts some of the blame on Trump, saying, quote, anybody on the national stage that takes a microphone needs to understand what they could do to communities like Springfield with their words. They're not helping. They're hurting communities like ours with their words. Springfield native John Legend took to social media to deliver his own message.
Nobody's eating cats. Nobody's eating dogs. We all just want to live and flourish and raise our families.
And listen to this.
In Portage County, Ohio, near Cleveland, the local sheriff is urging residents to take down the addresses of supporters of Vice President Kamala Harris, suggesting he would send undocumented residents to live with them if Harris wins the election.
There's controversy in Portage County as residents say they're now afraid to put up yard signs, all because of a Facebook post from law enforcement.
Why would I want to put something in my yard to be targeted for?
This isn't Democrats, this is MAGA, and the right has lied about this forever. I remember.
You're telling me this is Donald Trump's fault? This is in the left. Violence is in the DNA of the American left and always has been.
You're high. The violence is coming from Trump and led by his ballless little puppets.
But you know the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris.
There you go again, you hillbilly. You're daring someone to attack Harris when it's your base that's shooting at Trump. It's your violent rhetoric that's making people crazy. And yes, we do say Trump is a threat to democracy.
I want to be a dictator.
Because Trump says it himself.
Trump recorded a video expressing solidarity with the mob that attacked the Capitol on January 6th. He did that earlier this week. And then on Saturday, seemingly out of nowhere, called for the suspension of the Constitution. as yet another attempt to overturn the 2020 election.
He wants to incite his redneck militia to hurt people.
Well, I think, they have used violence as a tactic since the very moment Trump entered the stage, right? He's defended or promoted violence in Charlottesville. He defended and promoted violence during the BLM demonstrations in 2020. We saw it happen on January 6th. And the reason he does it is it sends a message. It says America is chaotic and you need a strong man to step in. And as strong men have used in the past, dictators, wannabe dictators have done in the past, they use this to say, you must give me extraordinary power. And that's hybrid warfare. Because one of the people who is supporting all of this is Vladimir Putin. We know, we've seen what the DOJ has done with them, and they amplify these messages. They amplify the messages because they think it weakens the U.S. They amplify the messages because only if Trump wins can Putin win in Ukraine.
Right. And I mean, the irony of it is that the violence, the actual violence we're seeing comes much more disproportionately from MAGA themselves, whether it's January 6th, whether it's them threatening election workers, whether it's the bomb threats coming into schools in Springfield. The violence is coming from them, from their own supporters, yet they try to portray Haitian immigrants as the people to fear.
That is all true. And at the heart of this is MAGA racism. This is Rich Lowry from the National Review. Hear what he said and not what you think he said.
I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants.
That was not a verbal gaffe. This guy is emblematic of the anger and violence from MAGA.
And white people are done being bullied.
Discriminating against and denigrating white people.
They are truly bad people who are also not very bright.
Kamala Harris is the first major party nominee in American history who fundamentally rejects freedom and embraces Marxism, communism, and fascism. You're learning about this. You'll find out nobody knew who she was.
We are not making this up. We're quoting Trump.
Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole... That's going to be the least of it.
This isn't long division, people. 75% of Republicans are saying that Trump won in 2020. And 20% say when Trump loses this fall, there should be a violent revolution.
I think we should have gone on in and yanked our senators out by the hair of the head and drug them out and said, no more.
I know you know this, but I'll say it again. We aren't shooting at Trump. You're shooting at Trump. I don't want to make him a martyr, but Christ, you are making people crazy, and that's what happens.
Does anyone need an AR-15?
You cage children, yet defend guns. You protect the unborn, then deny school lunches, daycare, and welfare to those very children. And again, it's you, not us.
If they kill him, that's best case scenario, from a sick level. From a sick level beating him, oh, please kill him, but it's so good after that.
Oh, it's going to be the best cleansing and the fastest cleansing that we've ever seen in my lifetime. I assess with almost certainty, with the highest level of confidence, that if they assassinate Trump, it is so game over for them.
But ironically, people like this conehead are at their core snowflakes. They're afraid of anything and everything.
Doesn't extreme rhetoric work both ways, and that Donald Trump himself should be careful with this?
So remember this. Trump has promised to arrest Biden, arrest Pelosi, arrest on-air anchors at MSNBC, arrest Mark Zuckerberg, arrest Hillary, shoot immigrants and protesters, deport 11 million people, even people who are citizens, fire 50,000 bureaucrats in Washington and replace them with Trump loyalists, use the death penalty for drug dealers without a trial, sign a federal abortion ban, close the Department of Education and Health and Human Services, and he still threatens violence when he loses in November. What else do you need?
Done well, but I would have been boom, boom, boom. I'll beat that.
If that's your guy, what does that say about you? That's good.
Goddamn right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Trust me.
Shut the fuck up, Darren.
Who's with me? Oh, yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.